Well, ladies and gents, the Rings of Power, it all has led to this. Watch the epic finale for the Rings of Power, Friday, October 14th. Wow. Wow. So we are a week away from the finale of Rings of Power, and utterly nothing has happened. But they're proud because, ladies and gents, they're filming season 2. It begins production in the UK. Is this a good move? No, of course it's not. This is a terrible decision for Amazon Prime. This must be a wash at this point. It has to be a wash. So, interestingly enough, this was released 3 days ago. Remember, they touted viewing figures of 25 million. We've only got 10,000 likes, 1.2 thousand retweets, and 377 quote tweets. Goodness me, this is terrible. And the overall response, not that great either. You know? I haven't seen the new episode. How is it? Not as trash as the previous ones, but still trash. I was falling asleep watching episode 3. Does it get any better? This last episode was really good compared to the other ones. This is just starting, guys. It's like, yeah, we promise. It's just getting going. Look, if your series is only just getting going as it's about to finish, that's a bad series. That's a real bad series. I imagine you mean the end of the first season, right, Amazon? You should clarify this because otherwise the haters will have a party. Will there be more seasons? For goodness sake. No, feck off. I'm seriously thinking of cancelling my Prime membership over this atrocity. So, yeah, like I said, it is beginning production in the UK. They've committed to at least 2 seasons shortly after the series entered production. And it's now been confirmed that cameras are rolling again in the United Kingdom. Now, I think the interesting part of all of this, again, truly is interesting to me. So they committed to 2 seasons after the first season began production, but that was also after the first season began rolling, but that was also after they had moved the productions to the UK. Now they have to pay for all of the set pieces again. They have to pay everything again because they don't have it now. They had them all in New Zealand. It's unlikely that they've got them here. So now they have to start building them again. So can you imagine the fight? It starts to build a good picture now of exactly why Amazon have been desperate in hiding negative reviews. Out and out removing negative reviews. Not just burying them, but removing them entirely. And paying media outlets to do puff pieces on it. Because it released, they committed to 2 seasons, they moved the production to the UK and they'd already committed to 2 seasons. Now they realise that it's an absolute dive bomb and now it's going to cost them even more money. I mean, it starts to add up, doesn't it? The amount of money that's being wasted on this show. They'd even come out and guilt-tripped everyone by basically saying, look, you know, the future of our streaming platform depends on this. That's what they said before Rings of Power came out. Well, Jeff, you're going to cancel Prime? But anyway, production got underway on Monday at the new hub at Bray Studios outside London. Season 1 was filmed in New Zealand, but the decision was made to change up locations because the UK is considered more economical and is also where the company is establishing a multi-show hub. So they're looking to bring costs down by redoing costs. Smart! Real smart. So season 2 will also consist of 8 episodes and will introduce Círdan. He hasn't been cast yet, but the character should be familiar to Tolkien aficionados as he was known to be one of the wisest elves in Middle-earth. Now, I think what's potentially interesting here is not been cast yet. I mean, inevitably they'll be able to pay someone to do this, but they're not going to get a high-caliber actor. I mean, they haven't got any high-caliber actors, but they're definitely not going to get a high-caliber actor for this because people have now seen the response to this show. And can you imagine? That's a death sentence to your career as it starts. The penultimate Season 1 installment is set to hit the streamer this Friday, after Episode 6 concluded on a massive cliffhanger, with Mount Doom erupting and colouring the Southlands. So, Mordor, basically. What an absolute shit heap garbage fire. And again, everyone pointing this out. To heck with finale, I can't wait for Galadriel's opening scene to Episode 7. Just people mummified in pyroclastic flow. Goodness me. Goodness me. And then they're teasing all of this nonsense as well. It's the epic season finale. You haven't even got the last episode out yet. What are you doing? So we've still got episodes. I think it's funny here as well that this article even notes it. Though we still have episode 7 to go. It's like, so why are they doing this? It's like they're rushing to the finish because they realise that people are sick of this crap. Prime Video shared a new poster hyping up the season finale of The Lord of the Rings. Oh, this is what I clicked on, obviously. But it's just funny. Like, the artwork calls to mind some of the theatrical one-sheets that were released for Peter Jackson's. I disagree. Look at this cheap imitation. Absolute garbage. Utter poo. Really not great. And a side note, I really want to... It's funny, it's definitely taken a slow burn approach to the prequel story, but Friday's episode kicked the action into another gear. If that's all you needed, goodness me. Goodness me. Literally nothing has happened. But one thing I forgot to note, actually, on my review of the last episode was how on earth did Halbrand get in front of Adar and Galadriel? They were going in the opposite direction. How did he get in front? This show is absolute just diatribe. It's terrible. But again, like I say, funny times. Season 2, it's got to be a wash at this point. Got to be money laundering. Has to be money laundering. It's probably money laundering so he can get some funds together for his space program. That's all it possibly could be. Because everything else is cheap shite. Everything. All of it looks cheap. Aside from, like costumes are cheap. Locations are obviously good. Perfect, fine. But then you've got a town as well. This is the other thing that occurred to me the other day. Where the Southlanders live, there was literally 3 buildings. Did you notice this? 3 buildings. Whole village lives in 3 buildings. Anyone could explain that? 3 buildings. What the fuck?